you know me from being a 71% successful grant writer. And I'm so happy to be back on live. I did a live stream a couple of weeks ago in April just to see what's going on with my YouTube algorithm and just to have a reassurance and clarity on how to make sure that my content is getting out to you guys. And I'm so happy that you guys are still tuning in to some of my past live streams. And you're also tuning in to my new playlist, the Grant Masterclass, step by step on how to apply to grants. So I'm so happy that you are here. Welcome on in. This is going to be our live streams, and we're definitely going to do this consistently on a daily. I'm so happy to be back. Now, I took a small break simply because I knew that you guys, I feel like I needed the break, to be honest with you personally. But also, the break was to, like I said, give me reassurance on what's going on with the YouTube algorithm. And I learned so much during this break. I was able to watch other YouTube videos and reach out to other content creators like myself on YouTube just to give me clarity and reassurance on what's going on with the YouTube algorithm. Long story short, I was ahead of my time. The live streams is something that you guys truly do like, in addition to me dropping the short form content. So I'm not going to be on this live stream for a long time. We're not going to do a 1 hour live stream at all. This is going to be something very simple, straight, and direct. But I'm so happy to be back. So let me tell you what I've been doing. Welcome on in, friends. I'm Superior Shelby. I am a 71% successful grant writer, a 10-year entrepreneur, and I moved out of the US over 3 years ago, and I've lived in multiple countries from Latin America, and now I currently live in Africa, hence the reason why you see me in my nice boo-boo gown here. So in this live stream, I want us to dive into a couple of things. I have a new grant offer, right? I noticed that a lot of you guys who watch my live streams, that you actually take in favor of me writing one grant for you and you just paying a small fee for it. That's okay. So I'm here for all of those who still want to take on grant opportunities, but simply don't have the time to do it. And you need somebody trustworthy to write that grant for you, and just so you can get it out the way, right? So I have a grant offer for you, my friend. So stick to the end of this live stream. I'm going to be telling you all about it. Also, we're going to talk about a little bit about what my transition was, or how you can potentially move out of the United States. There's so much going on politically and economically in the United States. Trust me, I know I have to keep up with things as well, even with me living abroad, considering I have to pay taxes. So I want to touch on that a little bit, and then obviously we'll talk a little bit more. We'll dive deeper into grants and stuff. Okay, you guys will obviously have the last couple of minutes of the live stream to ask me any questions. That way I can answer any questions that you might have, okay? So welcome on to the live stream. I missed you guys so much. Please let me know if you can hear me. I have my mic on, so I want to make sure you can hear me thoroughly. And good afternoon or good evening, wherever you are. It is about midnight here in Africa. I'm on West Africa time, and it's such a pleasure to be here. So let's tap in a little bit more into what I've been doing, right? And how I transitioned to moving here to Africa. So I left the United States 3 years ago, and I lived in Latin America. Now I left on with just $1,000 USD in my pocket. Granted, I was already a seasoned entrepreneur, but in most cases, a lot of you all are afraid of leaving the United States simply because you might not have the education or the understanding of how you would actually secure your income. So I'm here to tell you, friend, I've been living in Nigeria since November of 2024. Prior to that, I was living in Panama City, and I lived in Panama for about a year and a half, okay? No matter what country you go into, there's three major market sectors that you must invest your income in. So if you are currently working a 9 to 5 and you want to leave the US within the next year or so, and you also have some money saved up in a 401k, a stock portfolio, or whatever have you can pull money from out of that and you can start investing into these three market sectors. So I'm going to give them to you. One would actually be agriculture. Agriculture is when you can invest, you can do stuff like purchase a rice farm. You can buy cows and rams and goats like I did. You can buy different peppers and spices and vegetables and fruits from Africa, and you can actually sell them through trade and exporting. You can also sell those things, those items inside the actual country that you desire to move to. So, to give you a little bit more information of what I did, I bought over 10 cows. Cows, like moo cows, exactly. Now, believe it or not, there's a high, like a lot of like Muslims in Africa, right? So this is like a big Muslim country, and they have different, their own Muslim holidays like Salah and all different types of stuff, right? So after they come off of Salah, you can actually sell things like your cows, your cow meat, your goat meat, and your rams during that period and make a really great profit. So I invested in buying 10 cows. 5 of them I'm able to just continuously flip. And the other 5 I bought at let's say a medium size so they can grow fat. So I can have that cattle by towards the end of the year and I'll be able to sell that cattle as well. To give you an understanding of how much I purchased, how much it cost me about $750 USD to be able to do that. Yeah, $750. Now, you can invest into agriculture like I did. You can do other things like buy spices like hibiscus, pepper, even like stockfish, like which is like dried fish, and so many other things that come from Africa, and you can resell them in the market no matter where you are in the world. This is one of the easiest ways that you can actually generate income and secure your income before you decide to leave the United States. Now, before I move to the next one, it's very important for you to have clarity and reassurance on the flow of money outside of the United States. The flow of money outside of the United States is totally different. See, in the United States, it's very important that you play the game of Monopoly and you run the rat race. What I mean by that is you have to make money every day. That's how it is in the US. We all know this, right? And after you have made your money, all of your money is gone in bills and other things that you have to pay for, right? You have to pay for, not even luxuries or leisures or things you desire. It's all in bills of things that you actually need. Life is not supposed to be like that. See, God gave all of us a skill and some sort of God-given gift. And it's important for us to use those skills to be able to create relationships and just continue to develop. Life is not supposed to be a rat race, friend. So, with that being said, the flow of money is totally different outside of the United States than it is in the US. You can live off of a $1,000 USD living in Africa and you would live comfortably. Trust me, I've done it. Even if you don't want to move all the way here to Africa, you can actually move to Latin America and still live off of less than $2,000 USD every month. So, say you want to move to Panama, which is where I just came from. You can purchase cows and rams and goats the same exact way I said, or other agriculture things that you want to get into, like flowers or whatever have you. And you can resell them in the market. Reselling them in the market can be things like e commerce through Amazon, Shopify, and Etsy. Not really Etsy. Amazon would actually be the best for this, friend. Listen, I'm telling you from experience. Imagine this. Let me give you an example. Say you're in Latin America and you go to a place that sells really good tobacco or really good tequila. There you go. Or it don't even have to be that crazy, friend. It can be something as simple as like hibiscus tea, right? You can buy the tea for very cheap in those countries, whether it's Colombia, Panama, Costa Rica, whichever have you. And you can resell that hibiscus tea on Amazon. Amazon Central, which is the Amazon sellers account, allows you to add multiple profiles. That way you can sell all across the world. Yeah. And what's so amazing about Amazon is that they handle all of the production for you. So what you would do is you would simply gather in big boxes, send it all to Amazon, and Amazon is the individuals that will distribute it out to different countries and cities and states. You don't even have to worry about doing the hard work. Yes, you do have to like purchase, like pay for a distributing price, like that's like a tax. But trust and believe that your profits are truly there. You're looking at least a 40% profit or better, okay? After paying like all of your fees and all of that good stuff. But I want to remind you that you don't need to make $10,000 USD to be able to live comfortably outside the US. If you make $2,000 USD every month, you are living like a king and queen, my friend. I know this from experience. Now let's move forward. So, agriculture is one. And now that you understand the flow of money, you don't have to stretch yourself out about, oh, I got to make $10,000. I got to make $100,000. Trust and believe if you're making six figures every year, you are good, okay, living outside the United States. So, agriculture is one. Second would be real estate. Now, a lot of you guys want to invest into real estate in the United States, but keep in mind that whether you buy the land and the property, no matter whichever have you still have to pay taxes on that land. Buying real estate outside of the United States is so much cheaper. You get way more bang for your buck and you don't have to pay taxes. Three main key factors that actually makes this entire move more profitable than actually purchasing inside of the United States. Mind you, if you decide to buy land, let's say here in West Africa, and you build like an apartment complex, the average cost for that, friend, I'm telling you, I'm just giving you, if you say you want to build like an apartment complex, let's say about 20 doors, right? If you want to do something like that, it will cost you less than around or about 100K USD. Yes. Mind you, you don't pay taxes. Once you buy the land is all yours. You own it. There, you don't have to worry about the law, what's called eminent domain. Eminent domain is a law that was implemented into the Constitution back in the 1940s in the United States. Eminent domain is a law that allows the higher ups in politics, right, to be able to come and confiscate your land if they deem that there is an individual or there is a higher calling for that particular land. Hence why we have the whole Central Park situation in New York City, right? You guys all know that story, right? So exactly. So that's exactly what happened. That law was put in place back then. Eminent domain is a law that still like active to this day in 2025, which means at any given point, you have, even if you buy the land and you buy the house and you purchase you put everything up, right? If Elon Musk says he wants to buy that entire area and he wants to put, let's say, a new shopping mall there, guess what? He can do it because he's the highest bidder. You don't have to worry about those things outside of the United States. Once you purchase the land is yours and you don't have to pay taxes on it. Secondly, the land that the way that you build your property will be way more stable than what you would actually build your property in the United States. Here in West Africa, they build their houses in pure brick. And trust and believe, I've been here through some weather conditions. I've been here since November, and I've been able to see some crazy winds, rains and winds, right? But nothing comes off, not even a roof comes off of these buildings, simply because everything is super stable and is cheaper. You will definitely make your money back. You have to understand the economics of the different countries that you decide to move into. If it's Panama, which I have, experience living in Panama for at least 2 years, Panama operates a little bit more like the US, but not really. See, your dollar it's dollar for sure in Panama, but things are still cheaper. And those laws of eminent domain and things like that are not there. So you simply don't have to worry about those things in Latin America. Here in West Africa, your $1 can mean so much more. One USD. Right now, let me see, that's May 2nd here where I am. but May 1st for you. But today, $1 USD, right, equals about 1,500 Naira. So if you get like a property or land or whatever have you, and it might be like, let's say, I don't know, like 20 million Naira, you can do the calculations. That's what, 10, 15,000 USD. If you can pull from your 401k, if you can get a home equity line of credit, if you can use your credit card, and you actually invest into international real estate, you will start to gain residual income. And this doesn't have to be for those who actually want to move outside the US. Say you simply want to live in the US, right? You want to retire and live in the US, but you want secured residual income. This is something small that you can invest in, and things can be running, and you can always hire people on staff, right, on the floor, to be able to manage everything for you, who have actual law degrees and actual licenses to do so. Trustworthy individuals. All right, so international real estate. Third, you can invest into tech. Now, a lot of you all don't understand, but you might not understand how serious tech has been like developing. But tech innovations are created every day. And we live in a digital world now, especially with the chat GPTs, the DeepSeek, and all of these different AI tools that are allowing us to like just create new text messages and stuff like that. AI is literally every day, everywhere. But it's not just AI I'm talking about. There are other apps and resources and tools that people are developing all across the world, especially here in Africa, that you can actually invest into that idea, and it will be the next big break for you. I'll give you an example. Calendly. A lot of you guys probably heard of Calendly. Calendly is the booking app. Well, the guy who owns Calendly is actually a Nigerian. He decided to come up with Calendly to be an easy, streamlined process to booking any consultation or any type of meeting virtually. He was able to partner up with Google Meets, Zoom, and all these other different apps or whatever have you. So that way he can provide a streamlined process for you to be able to book consultations with your clients or book consultations with persons you want to gain services from. Calendly, Zoom, right? So there's so many, Uber. So you can invest in these different apps that we actually use every day, but new innovations that are coming. And once you have invested into them, then once they have already developed, you should know in your investment portfolio when you sign a contract with them when you should expect to start to receive a residual on your income. Now, tech is one of the like number one leading investments right now in the world. Hence, NVIDIA. If you guys haven't heard of NVIDIA, NVIDIA is the $1 trillion investment company that has invested into ChatGPT or OpenAI. And that's how we have tap in ChatGPT, including the robots that they are developing. Tech is on another level, and we live in a digital world. You guys know this because you're scrolling on your phones all the time, right? There's going to be new apps better than Instagram, apps better than Facebook, apps even better than YouTube. So you might as well get in where you fit in right now. If you can slightly invest at least $10,000 USD or start putting money towards that $10,000 and have some sort of agreement with a tech company that is developing something that you are actually interested in and you know for yourself that you would actually use, why not go for it? I'm a co-founder to two tech companies. One is a general service, so it's more into like the laundry sector. And the second one is a fintech app, something kind of like Apple Pay, but 10 times better. Okay. So tech is going to be the third one. Keep in mind that even when you invest into agriculture, international real estate, and tech, that you are not looking to make $100,000 USD every month. If this is something that you want to use to be able to leave the United States and to be able to live the most comfortable, luxurious lifestyle you possibly can, this is the perfect way to go. And you can simply live a great lifestyle off of $2,000 up to $2,000 USD every month. I'm telling you from experience. Things are more, the quality of life is so much better outside of the United States, from the food to the people and to your connections and your environment. Everything is better outside the United States. And what's going on with politically and economically, I understand that a lot of you guys are really starting to feel conviction in your heart that, okay, I think it's time for me to go. Now, you can always, we can always have a conversation about what that looks like for you, because everybody's situation is different. You might be a family of two, four, or you might not have any children and you could just simply get up and go like I did. I don't have any children, so I was able to move, stick and move whenever, however, whenever I wanted to. Okay. But if you are a family, it's very important that you do secure some income. Now, let me give you another really good example, and then I'm going to switch over to grants and stuff. You guys notice how there's there there is, and probably was, but is a lot of immigrants, let's say for example Africans, that actually come to the United States and they work these really good jobs like nursing jobs, or they get into real estate, and they actually work super hard and they send that money back home. I don't know if you guys know that, but they actually do that. And the reason why they do that is because even if you work the most simplest job like being a CNA and you make about $5,000 USD every month, guess what? That $5,000 is millions of naira. If they're Nigerian, is millions of naira that they are sending back home, and they are building their houses. Before you know it, in less than 6 months, they're ready to quit that job. But they simply stay there because not only did they build their big castle in Nigeria, they're also investing into other businesses back at home in Nigeria. Now, even though Nigeria might be their hometown, you can also make it your hometown as well. You don't have to stay stuck in the United States. You don't. You can move to places like Ghana that allows you to have dual citizenship, Thailand and Bangkok that is super open, like you don't even need a visa to go there. And you could just simply start developing your entire life. Even if you continue to work your job, let's say, I'm going to give you another good analogy, right? Because some of you guys really need to understand what it takes to do this. What it took for me to actually leave the United States 3 years ago is I had to prioritize it. I was a girl, entrepreneur, small business owner, living in Miami, paying over $10,000 in bills just for myself. I don't have children, just for myself. My condo in Miami cost me a lot. My lifestyle in Miami cost me a lot. And even if I was to move to Atlanta, it still would have been the same thing. If I would have moved to Houston, it would have been the same thing. I did the calculations. I know the type of lifestyle I wanted to live. And I knew that it would still cost me about that much, or up to $10,000 USD every month. So once I compared the calculations of moving outside the United States and still having a higher quality of life, I was able to make the decision of, okay, I gotta go, because this is no longer for me. God does not want me to live this life of a rat race. I'm stressing myself out. I just got out of a bad relationship and I don't want to live here anymore. I'm tired. Miami made me tired. I lived in Atlanta 2018 through 2000, 2017 through 2018. I did it. And my apartment there, mind you, it was a little bit cheaper, but I ended up moving back to Florida because I'm Florida homegrown. I felt like there was no place like home, especially Miami. But when I moved to Panama, I got to see the real quality of life, being able to see the most beautiful birds in my backyard. I bought a dog. I had a 3 bedroom house that I was paying only like what I was paying like $900 a month in rent for a 3 bedroom house, huge, in a gated community. And you can like check my social media from when I used to do my daily runs and all kind of stuff back in like 2023, 2024, early 2024. I came to Africa because it was literally a God calling, right? God literally told me while I was in Panama, okay, it's time for you to level up. I need for you to spiritually come to the room. So go to Nigeria. But since I've been here, I have literally been learning so much about agriculture, international real estate, and also tech. Like I said, I bought some cows, and I've been living off of that, the cows, and also like not to mention just my YouTube and all the other stuff that I get from my business, but I don't have to spend extra money. I don't have to overspend. I actually have a savings, and I live like a princess here. I don't clean my house. Okay. People come and clean my house. Okay. So, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have to do a lot of those things simply because, like, you can live like a king and queen just off of the income that you're making, but you have to properly set yourself up. Now, it's all open. If you guys want to have like a deeper conversation one on one, you can always book a one on one consultation with me. The link is always in the description. So it's there for you. Um, and it'll still be like a grant call, but you can still book it. And like, if you want to, we can talk more about what that looks like for you to transition out the United States. But I think that it's definitely time for you guys to think about what it looks like. And you need to properly set your investments up before you decide to leave. Okay. And you can do that. You have the opportunity now. I didn't have the opportunity. I had to get up and go. And I had to live off of God's grace, okay? But I'm telling you so you don't have to go through a lot of those roadblocks that I went through in some of those financial challenges that I went through, even though by God's grace I've been good. I'm telling you how you can properly set yourself up. In the most cases, a lot of you guys don't leave the US because you are afraid and you don't have clarity and understanding of what it looks like to secure your income outside the United States. Besides doing digital courses and buying things like, doing online sales and stuff like that. This is outside of that. Okay. All right. So moving on, I'm happy that we went over that. So moving on inside of the conversation, I have a new grant offer. I know you guys like when I do like these one-off grant offers. I think you guys like it because it just gives you like a feel of understanding how like the grant work, and you simply want somebody just to apply to a grant for you. Usually I don't do one-offs. Usually I do it like in the first quarter, but I decided to just go ahead and do it again. So I'm going to do another one-off, whereas you just purchase. I have like this course on my Etsy, and you can purchase the course. It's $35, and it teaches you how to write your business plan and pitch deck using AI tools. The reason why I want you guys to purchase this and actually watch the videos and learn how to use these two AI tools is simply because like I have an entire playlist on YouTube called the Grant Masterclass, and it teaches you how to search and apply to grants. The second video I brought out was talking to you about like what you need to apply before you apply to grants. And in that, I talked about having a business plan, a pitch deck, and a 90-second pitch video. Well, in order for you to know how to create these things yourself, this $35 course is definitely going to teach you everything you need to know. So in the description, I'm going to put the link to the $35 course. Now, once you purchase the course, me and my team, we're going to apply to one grant for you. All right. A grant that serves in your favor, not just a random grant, like a grant that is like, all right, this one aligns with exactly what your business is. Okay. Usually I would do like, oh, okay, I'll apply to like a $10,000 grant for everybody, but I think we need some diversity. So, if you purchase a $35 course, then we'll go ahead and apply to one grant for you that serves in your favor. Grants, okay? Grants is a debt-free opportunity. You don't have to pay it back. It's literally free money that you can win, and you simply submit applications online explaining to the people who want to give you money for free to start a business and scale a business about what your company is or what your idea is. You can get a grant to start your business or to scale your business. I've been winning grants for 10 years and I have a 71% successful grant writing rate, which means that 71% of the grants that I write they actually win. Matter of fact, in April, I won at least 3 grants for one of my clients. and that's totaling got well over $100,000. Okay. So you can win a grant. It's just all about being properly prepared and consistently applying to these grants. So I love talking about grants because it's another funding opportunity that most entrepreneurs, small business owners, or startups, people who want to start a business, they don't know about simply because, you're so people are throwing at you so much about like business funding, business funding. And when they say business funding, they're talking about loans, lines of credit, and credit cards. Okay. So I like to talk about grants because it's opportunities you don't have to pay back. And it's like a thing where you're not losing anything. If you submit an application, then, whatever have you, like if you win, you win. Now, it's important for you to understand that grants are competitive. Just like how you desperately and aggressively need this free money, thousands of probably millions others, okay, that needs the same exact, they aggressively need this money too. So it's important that you show up and show out for your business. Grantors only want to choose entrepreneurs, small business owners, or startups who really truly believe in their idea. You must have a compassion for problem solving. How do you identify that? Well, as a grantor myself, because I've given out grants myself from my own personal income, I can tell when someone is serious about their business and when someone is just wants some money. All right. You have a difference between a wannapreneur and an entrepreneur. A wannapreneur is one that just want to have a business just so they can say they're a boss and they can have that status, but don't want to put the work in, don't want to reinvest, and they simply don't want to hear no coaching or none of that stuff from anybody who has experience in their sector. That's a wannapreneur. An entrepreneur with the E that stands for execution are individuals who actually have the power of execution and they understand their God given skill and gift and they are ready to really execute on solving a problem for people out there in the universe. Seriously, that's simple. And how you identify those people, how grantors, myself and other people, how we identify those people is the answers you put on these applications. How deep have you invested into your business? The days of just purchasing an LLC are gone. If you purchase an LLC, let me tell you, it's so many scammers that literally purchased LLCs during the PPP pandemic that I'm telling you now, purchasing an LLC is not enough. You need to do something that's a little bit more deeper into investing in your company. So, like having your LLC, then having your EIN, then also investing into your website. And I'm not talking about something that's like grand and something that's very formal, like Nike.com or Gucci.com or Walmart.com. Okay. It can be like a one-page landing page through GoDaddy.com, which GoDaddy.com, once you purchase the domain, they will literally create a free website for you. So at least if you have invested into your brand development, that means you're actually investing time into understanding how you want your business to look in the market. Do you have a logo? What is the problem and how are you solving it? What makes you like, why do you, what makes you so passionate to solve this problem? Tell us a time when you went through this particular situation and then you thought, aha, this is a really good idea and I can turn this into a business and I can scale it. What are your income goals? How much do you want to make from this business? Those are simplified questions that you must be asking yourself in your startup phases that will show in an application that you are ready to go as an entrepreneur. If you consistently say, oh, I purchased my LLC, purchasing an LLC is not becoming a boss. Experience is what makes you an entrepreneur and a boss. Okay? Experience is the best teacher in life, period. So it's very important that you have your ducks in a row. I won over $100,000 for my client in April simply because that client is already generating revenue. That client invested into the most simplified things like he owns a trucking company. So the most simplified things like his business logo, his business website, and he owns a trucking company. What more can you put on a website for a trucking company besides a few trucks, 2 pictures or 3 pictures of a truck, and just saying, this is what we do, General Freight, contact us now box. Very simple and direct, but the simple fact that he invested into it through GoDaddy.com shows that he's invested into the business brand development. You understand? So you got to do the same thing, friend. It's time for you to show up and show out. And in 2025, during these economic and political times, you have no time to waste anymore. Because after these next 4 years, we are totally transitioning into a different currency and a different digital age. So you need to already have your foot planted in this entrepreneurship so you can know how to transition. No, it will not be easy, but you must trust the entire process. It's a journey, babe. Okay? All right. So I want you guys to definitely purchase purchase the course. It's $35. It's how to write a business plan. I'll put the link in the description once we're done with this live stream. And once you purchase it, then we will go ahead. I'll send you a confirmation email. And in the confirmation email, it will be a link to a Google form. You will complete the Google form, which will give me general information about your business idea. And then I'll say, okay, well, me and my team will look at a whole list of new grants for the month of May, and we will find the one that serves in your favor and apply to it. In most cases, you will get like some sort of confirmation email from the grant we applied to, but we also send you a screenshot showing you that we have actually completed the grant for you. Okay. Now, I will be on live every day for the month of May, and I'll be telling you guys more about like this grant offer, just like kind of beating it in your head in a way, like just like consistently reassuring you about this grant offer. But it's a really like cool one and done type of situation. It's $35. You have me write a grant for you, and we're good to go. And if you want to have like a more like one-on-one consultation, right? You want to have something where it's like you want to start this business or you started the business and you just simply need some execution strategies on how to move forward, then you can always book a one-on-one consultation with me. It's super worth it. It's a 45-minute Zoom. The Zoom is recorded, so I send you the recording. And we dive deeper into your mindset and into where you currently are. A lot of you guys, I've also been getting some consultations whereas people like they haven't started their business yet. And so I would give you some execution strategies. Let me tell you something, friend. The game is free, but the hustle is sold separately. I'll say it again. The game is free. The hustle is sold separately. I'll tell you what you need to do. I'll tell you and give you the full strategy, but it's up to you to put the power behind execution. It is up to you. And then you will give yourself understanding of, are you really ready for this or not? And like I said, you don't have any time to waste. During these economic and political times, we don't know what's coming next. We really don't. Especially after this presidency, we don't even know. Okay? So please prioritize your ideas. God is not just giving you this gift and this skill for no reason. You're not just waking up in the middle of the night thinking about this new idea or all these different ideas for no reason. No, it's actually time for you to execute on it. And once one actually starts generating revenue, then you can start executing on all the other ones. You understand what I'm saying? Cool. All right. So I want to give you guys like 5 minutes for any like last minute questions. If you have any last minute questions, definitely drop them down in the chat. I feel like we had a really good conversation. I didn't want the live stream to go this long, but I wanted us to have like a really good conversation. I'm going to go ahead and put the link to my $35 course. I want you guys to purchase the course because, like I said, it teaches you how to write a business plan. You need a business plan. And the reasons for why is because a business plan gives you clarity and reassurance on exactly what are the goals that you need to be reaching. Okay. So that's very important. Very important. And when you have a business plan, it shows business professionalism. And let's say you are developing a company, let's say a restaurant, and you want to start getting some investors. Getting investors is not a challenge, but it's all about being properly prepared. And having a business plan is one, as well as a pitch deck. Now, if you can speak to a couple of your friends that might have, like, some investments into real estate, or they might, have some money in their 401k, and they can all give you $10,000 a piece or whatever have you, then if you have 10 friends, $10,000 each, that's more than enough for you to be able to start a business, right? So you can do that. And even if you don't have those friends, even if you don't have those friends, using platforms like linkedin.com, you'll be able to find those individuals who want to actually invest into your idea, but you need to show that you are professional. You need to show that you are serious about your business idea. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and put the link here in the chat. I'm also going to put the link in the description. One second. Okay. All right, so that's the link to the $35 course, and I'll go ahead and put it in the description so that way you all can have it. All right, so it says purchase my $35 course, and I will write one grant for you. There you go. Say, all right, perfect. All right, so any questions? Let's see, hustle and generate revenue. Absolutely. What time will you be doing your lives? Every day at this time. Okay, every day at this time. So I think it's like what, 6 p.m. Eastern time for some of you guys. I really need to email you, or you can simply text me. I can put my number here. Text #grants to 71. Oh, that's right. I haven't texted that in a little minute. All right, there you go. Shout out to Camila. I forgot to say that. Sorry. Shout out to you, Camila. Thank you so much for joining as a superior bronze. I really do appreciate it. Yes, it's a live stream. Absolutely. Amen. 100% fact. Life in other countries is eye opening. Absolutely. And I've been like, putting some, okay, it's 5 p.m. Central Time for me. Okay, understand. So you're Central Time. I'm West Africa time. So it's actually like past midnight for me. Okay, so yeah, I will be coming on here every day at this time. And just like talking more about those main two topics about, moving forward. Now, I'm really close with the I believe he's the number one rice farmer in Nigeria. um, Investing into rice and doing rice farming is so slept on, but that's a really good agriculture investment. And if you guys want me to talk more about that and you want me to possibly bring him on, just let me know. You can always Google him. Okay, you can definitely Google him. He's gonna come up. And he does very well with rice farming. Like I said, he's number one in the not United States, in Nigeria. And he has some really, really good connections. So I think that you guys would appreciate understanding what it takes, how much it costs, and if he can possibly, if he's taking on investments, so maybe he can just handle it all for you. Like I said, you can Google him, and he would be like that go-to person for rice farming. For me, I'm like more into cows. I'm more into cows and stuff. So if you want to like buy some cows, then I'm your girl, right? And I'm getting into other things like spices and stuff. Yes, please. Okay, my business idea involves agriculture. Absolutely, Pamela. This is super dope. Can you explain it? So rice farming is pretty much, it's a seasonal thing, and rice, it has to be grown. And so he has acres and acres of land, and he has an entire rice farm, and he has employees, and people are out there making sure that the land is good and it's tamed so that the rice can grow through its process. And then when the season comes, they pretty much cut down everything, and they take the rice off of the leaves. I don't know. It's not really leaves. It kind of looks like grain, but they take the rice down off of the leaves or whatever, cut everything down, and they package it up in like big bags. Because he has a lot of land, and he'll be able to tell you like what that profit margin is like. He did explain it to me, and I was like, "What?" Like, you know what I mean? Like, even me, I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to get into this rice farming thing. But I'm looking more into like, because I don't want to manage it myself and buy land and do all of that stuff. Why not? It's like I have the mindset of if you can't beat him, join him. He's literally number one. He's like the number one, like, which means he owns the biggest land in most countries or most states in Nigeria actually get their rights from him. So, if not all of them. So because he's number one, I'm like, I might as well just invest my money into like a space in his land, you know what I mean? Or he can buy more and expand more, and that can be my space. And then, whatever it looks like to hire the people, I will pay that cost, and that will come out of that one time payment. And then I will start to receive the residuals from it. So that's my mindset on it. But maybe if I can get him, I'll talk to him tomorrow and see if he's willing to do like a 101 and just kind of give you guys like a little small snippet of what that looks like. And then maybe you can just kind of book a consultation with him so he can give you more insight on what it looks like for you as an investor and when you should start to receive your residual income. Okay. My business is a pink house. I'm working on another house that will cater to girls with special needs and moms who have special needs and children. Awesome. That is super. That is super cool. That is super cool. Those type of houses, believe it or not, they're actually needed outside of the U.S. as well, especially here in Africa. You have so many um, young mothers, and the mindsets. They don't have the mindset of being independent. So I've even been able to like donate it not only to children but young mothers, and I'm also going on it like soon. I'm going to be talking to these young mothers about the importance of having independence. I'm not trying to colonize them, but I'm just trying to give them a different way of looking at life. So you don't have to. You're not. Women are not only created just to make babies. You know what I mean? So, you'll be surprised that what you are developing, it will do very well outside the US. And also, taking it global will allow you to increase your brand instead of just being national. And also, a lot of the times in the US, you have so many business bills that it might take away from the compassion of actually developing this. So, think about taking it global, and finding ways that you can be very like um, impactful globally. Okay, it's awesome. I have a special needs daughter. Oh, yes, awesome. Any last questions? I'm gonna let you all go. It's like the last 2 minutes. Any last questions? Keep in mind that I am writing one grant for you if you purchase my $35 course on how to write a business proposal or a business plan. The link is in the description. If you purchase that $35 course, then I'll go ahead and write one grant for you that serves you a favor. You never know. You might get a chance at winning 100K, $1 million, 20,000, whatever have you, but it's free money that you don't have to pay back and it's super worth it. So the link is in the description as well as the link I posted in the chat as well. So what other questions do you all have? Stacy says I'm purchasing right now. Awesome. Yes. I'm going to send you the confirmation email soon. I hope this live stream was very informative. We talked a lot. We talked about like, the like what it looks like to live outside the United States. We talked about, the three main market sectors you should invest in, and we also touched a little bit on grants. Keep in mind that I have an entire playlist. The playlist is about 6 minutes to 10-minute videos, teaching you direct information on how to search and apply to grants. And it's so informative, very good, clear quality. I'm very direct. And the playlist, if you go to my channel, if you subscribe, please subscribe. If you subscribe, you'll be able to go through one of the tabs that says playlist, and you'll be able to watch the grant masterclass. Now, this gives you direct information on how to search and apply to grants, what sites I use, what you need to have to before you apply to grants, how to properly prepare for them. I'm giving you some grant tips and tricks, right, on how I win them, and so much more, right? And I have a new video that is actually dropping, I think this Sunday is going to drop. I have to upload it. So I have a new video that is uploading in the Grant Masterclass playlist on Sunday. So I definitely want you guys to turn on push notifications so you won't miss that, okay? All right, I need a grant desperately. Yes, we all do, okay? So I want to thank you so much for coming towards the end of this live stream. I didn't want to go this long, but thank you so much. I will see you guys tomorrow, same time tomorrow, right, friend? Same time tomorrow. I think these evening lives is just much better for you guys, like after work and stuff. So yeah, I will see you tomorrow. We're going to do this every day for the month of May. You know what they say. April showers bring May flowers. Exactly. So we're blossoming and blooming in May. I love you guys so much. Peace and blessings. God bless you all, and enjoy the rest of your evening. I will see you tomorrow live on YouTube. And don't forget, check out my playlist on how to search and apply to grants. Okay. Bye bye for now.